Hey guys, let's talk about how to meal plan successfully. Hey, before we get started, if you could please subscribe to my channel, it would really help me out and I would really appreciate it. Thanks. All right, let's move on. How to meal plan successfully. I heard somebody else, I think she's here on YouTube, she might have been on Instagram, but she said a comment that I really thought was very true. She said, failing to plan is planning to fail. And I think that is so true. When we don't plan things that we know we could plan and that we probably should plan, things usually don't work out the best for us. And meal planning is definitely that way for me. If I do not plan out my meals and have things kind of ready to go each week, then meals are really hard for me to do. How I have found success in meal planning is being consistent and doing it the week before. I like to get a date book that's kind of laid out like this. This is the day planner. You can make any notebook work. You could just do a piece of paper, but this is just what seems to work the best for me. I start each week off. I usually do this the weekend before. A lot of times it's Sunday afternoon, but that does change depending on, like if I have a lot of free time during Friday or Saturday at the ball field waiting on my kids for practice, then I might do this then while I'm waiting. But a lot of times it is Sunday afternoon. I like to sit down and I write out everything we have going that week. I write out any appointments, any activities the kids have, and I also will add in anything I know my husband will be doing that would be outside of like his normal work schedule. So like if he's going to be late, or maybe he's going to come home but he'll only be here for like 30 minutes and then out the door again for something, I put that in there because all of that kind of changes what I'm going to make for dinner. If I have a really busy day, I know that's not a good day to plan a really big gourmet, heavy, intensive cooking meal. I'm going to do something super easy and quick, probably a crock pot, just something that I don't have to think about. So that's one thing. Those nights that I know maybe will be in the door and out the door really quick, or my husband will be anyway, I might cook something a little nicer, but I make sure I schedule that in to start at a specific time so it is done at a certain time, so I don't have to feel rushed when he walks in the door and I'm like, oh no, I'm still cooking, or whatever it is. Wednesdays we have church, which we have to be at 6. So I know on that day I need to start dinner at a certain time so that the kids can be eating and done in time to leave to be at church at 6. Now I pretty much just always do frozen pizza on Wednesdays. I'll just tell you that right there. But I do sometimes do something different, but the kids like frozen pizza and it's quick and easy, and so that is something that I tend to do a lot of times on Wednesdays. I also, of course, this is going to change with the summer, but on Wednesday nights we go to a life group and we tend to take food. So a lot of times while they're eating that frozen pizza, I'll be preparing something else that I'm going to be taking with me. So the whole point of all this is just I look at each day and I plan out our meals based off of our day's activity. It just doesn't work real well, at least not for me, to just pick meals and randomly plug them in, because what happens in the day greatly changes how much energy I have come dinner time. So this is the number one thing I have found to be successful in meal planning, is looking at the whole picture and not just randomly throwing meals up. So hopefully that helps. Another thing that I like to do to be successful at meal planning is I have a list of our favorite meals. This way, if I'm having cooking block, I just don't know what to make for dinner or what I should do, I can always look at that list of meals and I just kind of can pull from there. And I haven't fully done this yet, but I have started doing meals even by cost. With groceries going up, sometimes I want to make sure I find a cheap meal because I'm trying to keep maybe within a certain budget or something. So I have started a new list of meals under $10, meals under $15, kind of like that. So that way, if I have maybe 2 meals that are a little more on the expensive side to prepare, and I need a cheaper meal, I can look at my list of meals that we like and be like, okay, what are my really cheap meals, and pull from there. Now, things like spaghetti, those obviously are kind of the kind that are on there, and those are usually ones that are easy to have just on hand too. So that's another thing I have found to be successful, is having a list of your go-to meals, meals that you know you can cook and you enjoy, and just have them on hand and ready to go. All right. Third thing, and the last thing I have, is have food on hand that you can cook in emergency, kind of. I mean, I don't mean like a true emergency, but I mean like a, oh no, what I was going to cook isn't working out because of this or that. What can I do? I like to have spaghetti noodles and pasta sauce in my pantry. I like to have canned vegetables in my pantry. I like to have some frozen meatballs and just some other things like that, that if you needed to, you could quickly and easily make a meal that wasn't planned. So, and this will be kind of different for everyone. Like if you hate spaghetti, then having spaghetti on hand probably won't work for you. But just find a few things that you can kind of have on hand that you always keep stocked in your pantry. Even if you don't have it on your meals that week, you know if things just don't go your way and you need something quick and easy, you have something you can always grab. And my top for those are the spaghetti, meatballs, and fish. I like to have some frozen fish, some frozen meatballs, and spaghetti. Spaghetti you can throw on the oven and be ready in like 20 minutes at the most. And I don't usually do meat in my spaghetti, so that helps. If you're doing meat, that kind of changes. The meatballs, the frozen meatballs, if you plan ahead, you can cook in the crock pot, but you also can just throw them in the oven. It takes about 15 minutes to cook. It's something quick and easy and good. You can always just add barbecue sauce or something simple like that, and then maybe a can of vegetables with it, or potatoes if you happen to have potatoes. And then the last thing is the frozen fish. I am sorry, guys. I'm really struggling with talking right now. The frozen fish is also a really nice thing because you can also throw that in the oven. It cooks really quick, and you can just do a can of vegetables or potatoes or something like that you have on hand. So those are 3 things that I kind of like to keep stocked all the time. They're my go-to fast. I don't know what to feed you, but I only have like 10-15 minutes, so we're just going to throw this in. And those work really well. Everyone likes all 3 of those meals. They may not be our favorite meals, but we like them. They're better than McDonald's, and they're quick and easy. So those are ways that I have found to always succeed at meal planning. And this is a real personal thing. You just kind of have to know what you can do, what you like to eat, and what you find easy or not easy, and make it work for you. So I hope maybe this gave you some ideas. If you have some ideas I didn't mention, I would love to hear them. Please leave them down below. I'm sure everyone watching this would also like to know what you found to work for you. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.